I'm Hassan Gimba, and I'm a journalist, and I publish Neptune Prime. Neptune Prime, we have the English version, online newspaper, and we have the Hausa version. We also do Neptune Prime magazines. And I became passionate about journalism since when I was a child, because I recall as far back as when I was in primary 4, I used to devour newspapers when my father returned from work with them. He usually returned with newspapers, magazines, these foreign magazines, Times, Newsweek, Reader's Digest, and I would read them. And by the time I went to primary 7, Form 1, secondary school, when I was given money, 1 naira then, I will take my bicycle and ride to the vendor and buy the all papers my money could afford. Newspapers were 10 kobo that time. So I buy 10 for 1 naira. And that time, when I return, I will read from cover to cover. I never left anything out before I started to discriminate, to know that this newspaper is for betting, this newspaper is for that, and that column is for this. This is obituary. Before I would read everything, including obituaries. So as time went on, when I came to tertiary institution, Ahmadu Bello University, I started writing and pasting on notice boards, and any wrongdoing I see in the school, I write. You know, we were activists then. But I read science, and with the benefit of hindsight, I would have read arts. But then, and this also underscores the importance of career guidance, then if you happen to be brilliant, you will be taken to science classes. So many people who weren't even brilliant want to show that they are brilliant, so they just do their best to go to science classes. I was drafted to read science. So, well, that's it. And then after that, I came to start publishing. Straight ahead, I started publishing in 1991. I was in Zaria then. Then after some time, I went to Today newspaper and then became their reporter, covering Borno. Then it was Borno and Yobe, one state. Since then, I have not looked back up till the time when I became an editor of Leadership newspaper, a national paper, became a managing editor, and then later I started Neptune Prime in 2017, after resigning from Leadership in 2016.
Thank you.
Physically, we were here before CMEDIA, and we are still here after CMEDIA. This is our office, even before that time. But then to come to the advantages that accrued to us after being introduced to CMEDIA, the advantages and the blessings and the positives are too many, too numerous to count. Well, before the CMEDIA project, Neptune Prime and other reporters, that's our reporter and other reporters in Yobe, were somewhat dependent on government and the facilities government could afford to give. For instance, they go to the government house to watch televisions when there is breaking news, more especially international news, and to gather, have meetings and things like that, which somehow made the reporters there to be dependent on government. And if they do something wrong, of course, such privileges, because they were looked upon as privileges, will be denied them. So with CMEDIA, we had to open an office in Damaturu, Yobe State. We equipped it with chairs, DSTV, and even internet. So the reporters now found a place where they can now gather. So when you go to Damaturu, you see that the reporters are now in Neptune Prime office, and that's where they even hold their meetings. I'm not talking of NUG, but I'm talking of reporters, correspondents, and correspondents are those whose whose headquarters are not based in the state. So when they send a reporter, then they become correspondents. So Neptune Prime office, gotten and equipped through CMEDIA, has now become a hub where reporters gather in Damaturu, Yobe State, to trash out issues, discuss, and see the way forward in their activities. And then, of course, our reporters who have been sending their reports and doing the journalistic work for us lack some basic trainings, because not all of them read mass communication or journalism in their schools. So with the coming of CMedia and the funds available, we were able to train them, some in workshops, and others training. For instance, there is the International Institute of Journalism, which was formerly in Hague. Then it was brought to Nigeria after the dissolution of the Soviet Union. They do programs, they train journalists, but their programs are basically 1 year or 2 years. But we entered into an understanding with them that they will do a specialized training for staff, editorial staff of Neptune Prime. They are currently undergoing a 3-month course where they will be equipped on judgment, editorial judgment, how to observe happenings and write stories on them, how to caption their headlines, and how to write features and opinions. So definitely the CMedia funding has improved our capacity, in that our reporters will now come out better than they were before. Yeah, one interesting aspect of our collaboration with Ole Shenka Center is for us to look at the voiceless of the society, those without voice, and try to be their voices. We have achieved a lot in that respect, because if I can give an example, there is a lady who became disabled or incapacitated, and she has been on wheelchair since she was 2 years old. But being a determined person, she went to school, currently has about 2 master's degrees, and we interviewed her, found out the weaknesses and the how society looks at her and people like her, and then looking at the weak link that possibly demoralizes a lot of them. So we highlighted those aspects through her eyes, the struggles she went through, which statistically could be the struggle that 80–90% of people in her situation go through. And then that one has made people to be more sympathetic, more especially from the Northeast, where our focus is. And as a result of this, I do not know whether it is because of our activity, but I know we have been hammering on this thing. The governor of Yobe, who happens to be a friend and someone we know, after reading our stories, she's from Yobe also, after reading our stories, he called me and we discussed about their plights, and he showed interest, saying, so this is what such people are going through, something definitely must be done about it. And then when he was acting chairman of the party, I'm talking of Mai Malabu, the governor of Yobe, he brought up a lot of, because that's when that thing happened, he brought up a lot of such disabled people. And I want to believe it's through him that the president appointed a special advisor on people with disability from Yobe. And this man is doing well, you know. And we also went further to collaborate with the Commission for Disabilities. They came here, they talked to our people, they trained our staff on how to go about it. And even one of our staff, we now joined her to an NGO that cares more about people with disabilities, that do prosthetics for them. And I had to make sure she's in collaboration with the special advisor to the president to see how such people will be helped. So this one has now gone beyond what we are doing. It has become more practical. We did it theoretically on paper, but now it has gone practical where they now practically help. This is it. And then apart from that, we have also been hammering on the problems of girl-child education. These things I'm talking about, we have their stories which we send the links to the center. Then we also hammer on girl-child education and how they have been dropping out in schools. And we do not only focus only on the girl child, even the boy child, because when you look at it from a larger perspective, most of the insecurity issues that is bothering not only the Northeast or Northern Nigeria, but subsequently Nigeria, is because of such out-of-school children. Any person, I believe, who is educated and has the opportunity to get something for himself wouldn't want to spoil that environment. So we now focus on all these dropouts, the Almajiri and the girl child. We have done a lot of things on them. We are even currently about to enter into a collaboration with the Almajiri Commission to see how we can help sensitize and enlighten the public and the Malams who have this Almajiri on how to now incorporate them into the system, and also to dissuade and discourage parents from just giving out their children to be roaming about on the streets. So when we look at it from that, I think we have come far. Perhaps we wouldn't have done all these things without the backing from the Wole Soyinka Center. This backing has now given us the independence and the confidence and the ability to move and do what we think will help the society be a better one. Well, there is no harm in repeating, because I have earlier enumerated and elaborated on the lessons we learned, imbibed, and hopefully will be part of us for the rest of our lives. One of which is accountability. We have learned that is, if you take it on to a broader level, you will be accountable in whatever you do. That's a lesson. That is, you'll be accountable to man and God. So whatever you do, you'll be accountable, whatever it is. Be it journalism work, be it business, be it buying and selling. Even if you are a footballer, you'll be accountable for how you play. So this is one lesson we have taken, accountability. Then the second is collaboration. We have come to see that a tree does not a forest make. Therefore, no man is an island upon himself. You have to collaborate and work with others. That's where strength is. That is, unity is strength. By coming together with other journalists of like minds brought together by the Wole Soyinka Center, we, some of them we met for the first time, and now we collaborate. When we have a story, we send it to them and say, please amplify, because everyone has his audience. Where we reach, they may not reach. Where they reach, we may not reach. So that collaboration, unity. working in tandem with one another like minds. These are some of the two things we have learned. And the third one is that for any organization to succeed, it has to be structured professionally. And when you talk of structure, it comprises a lot of things. It encompasses manpower, and that manpower must be well developed. So the manpower we had and the manpower we recruited, now we have made them a better resource by giving them training. So that's part of the structuring. And then physical presence. Apart from enhancing this office, where we also bought computers, laptops, cameras, and many other things, we have also equipped that in the office. Therefore, organizational structure is about human resources and capital resources. And capital resources, apart from funds, there are tools and equipments. So you have to have them, and the funding has given us that. These three things are lessons one will take to his grave. Thank you.